Hello, all. Today I have a little bonus episode for you all. As I am still working on the Silent Voice episode, I wanted to give you something in the meantime, so I got together with my boyfriend who had previously seen the anime Ergo Proxy, and we rewatched it, and then we talked about it. So this episode is that conversation. We talk about the first episode, we talk about um, things that could have been done better in the anime, and also reflect a little on like various things that happen. So that is this episode, and I hope you enjoy. And we're recording,
Yay!
talking about Ergo Proxy.
Again.
After watching it for, I guess this is my fourth time.
That's so many. Why did you do that to yourself?
Because I had to write the episodes. So
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
dedication.
Something.
It's dedication.
Masochism.
No, I needed to watch it so that I could comment on it. And to be fair, I skipped the first episode every time except this one.
This is insane.
So,
one of the better episodes of the series.
Yeah, actually, it is one of the best episodes because it is the strongest episode, I think. Or one of the strongest episodes. I like also the episode where is it?
Where they go to Disneyland?
Episode 11.
Yes.
Where they mention Rousseau. And I didn't talk about that in my episode. Yeah, the idea that language might not be a human invention. And then weird because he like mentions like our world is ruled by logos, which is like he uses that as a stand-in for just the name, the words, which is a reference to Plato or Aristotle, because logos means reason, logic, order, understanding. But like there's no reason for him to really use logos there, so I thought that was weird. It doesn't really help anything. It doesn't like clarify what's going on.
I do think that they just try to throw in as much philosophy.
Yes, because also just like all of the philosophers in the great room or whatever the fuck, the panel of philosophers.
Yeah.
I think that they're meant to be a reference to Plato's philosopher kings. Like assumingly they are, even though like Plato isn't mentioned really at any point, which is weird because that seems like a direct reference to the philosopher kings, and they just didn't mention Plato at all.
I mean, with the subtlety of how this series incorporates philosophers, I'm surprised they didn't have like a whole episode where Vincent is in a cave.
Oh yeah,
looking at like I'm stunned that there wasn't a whole episode dedicated to the cave.
Yeah, because well, they really lean heavily into the "this is a dream, this isn't a dream" bullshit.
You mean when I think it was actually episode 11?
They say they say it so much throughout the series, like, and I get it because it's it's referencing Descartes, which I talk about in my episodes, but like it's a little on the nose when you said it like 13 times.
You mean like the episode where like 7 different characters within like a 10-minute span says raison d'etre?
Yeah. And like, yeah, I don't have much to say about raison d'etre because it's just directly tied to like the whole I think therefore I am, and it's all of it's like intermeshed, and it's just kind of like, oh, tiring. Tiring to unpack. I don't really want to.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of times in this series it feels like, And granted, we watched the dub, so I don't know how different it is in the sub. I tried to watch the sub originally, and it was just so hard to stay locked in because just
It's not well
it's
paced.
not a well paced show. I don't particularly find it very interesting, and it wasn't keeping my attention.
Well, the
So
writing is really kind of like, because I was thinking about this in the final episodes, like they really did try to pack like everything in there, because like, and it doesn't really work in the sense that like you lose so much meaning because by trying to like do that, because like they, when Monad or Riel too is carrying around the ball of yarn, it's a reference to Ariadne's thread, I'm pretty sure. And it's just like, you didn't need to do that. It's already a labyrinthine as like we get it.
yeah, but it's what I'm saying. It feels like a lot like the people who were making the show, and especially the people who were dubbing it, had like a philosophy word of the day calendar, and they just wanted to like show off their new word in each like episode, and it's just like, and so it feels like there's just like a ball of philosophy mumbo jumbo that's just thrown into the series without really
Yeah.
any like. It's a show that I think it sets up a really cool concept. Like the show, the general premise is, I think, is good, but then it's like it throws so much at the wall with
Spaghetti.
with no with no clear like plan for how to like make it all make sense. It's like
Yeah.
it's literally like like trying to like condense an entire like philosophy class into a 23 episode anime.
Yeah, and then like not really even do a very good job of putting together the dots again, because like it's clear that the writing, like they knew what they were doing with the writing, but like they don't do a great job of conveying the information.
Yeah.
Like everything is like you were saying earlier, like the exposition is they go through like a bunch of different layers just to get at like one thing that they're trying to communicate,
Yeah.
and they don't have to do that.
Yeah, it's like it's also like the way that they reveal like stuff about the world and about Vincent is just so it just pulls you out of the series. Like the most important episode in the series is on might be the game show episode, and it's such a weird episode
Mm-mm.
to have be. It feels like a filler episode, but it's where you get most of
The
the
information about,
backstory about the world,
right.
and it's like what a weird way to do. Like what an inorganic way.
And they still never clarify like how they even got there,
Yeah,
or like
why
how they
it's
got out of there.
why Raul was watching it in his
Yeah,
office. Like what
like how they knew, like that's not
like
tied up at
how much
all.
of that, I mean, granted, I mean, like it could be like how much of that is actually real and how much of that is just a dream, right? Like it could be like
Yeah.
Vincent who knows that Raul. Actually, I don't know that Vincent knows that Raul has built his entire world against, like, is about coming against him because he views Raul or Vincent as responsible for the death of his wife and child and the the theft of his auto rave.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole thing that like there's a whole
Well,
revenge arc that happens where the the subject of the revenge is just completely unaware of it.
right.
Because like I don't even think that like once Vincent returns to Rondo, I don't think that there's ever really resolved because like so much has gone on
Yeah.
in the meantime and the world has started to fall apart. And I
Right.
mean I think he shoots at him, so it's like there is, but it's like I don't know that Vincent ever was really aware
Yeah.
that like that Raw has made it his like life's goal and like ruin his career to try and kill Vincent. I don't think Vincent ever knew or even cared at that point
Yeah.
because of how much had gone on, and it was just like again, it's like doing too much without really committing whole hog to any of it.
Right. Like that was like one of the things with like just cramming all the philosophy in there. Like there was like this moment where they were saying in episode 9, like monad lost you and you lost yourself. Losing one's memory is the same as losing one's self, and then like we are the sum of our memories, and like that felt like a reference to Locke, which I talked about in previous episodes. um because but that like feels like they're trying to do yet another thing. I don't know if it is like yet another like philosophy mention, but it feels like it if you know anything about philosophy. And so it's just like yet another thing that is inserted in there, doesn't get resolved.
Yeah.
And like it's just not committing to any one fucking thing, and like you need to, because it's like you're actually handling like more than surface level concepts, and you're just like fucking shoving it all in there, and like kind of like baiting your audience like to like be like, look, there's so much meaning here. And it's like, I don't know, like I was able to connect the dots when I was doing my episodes on it, right?
Yeah.
But like I don't know for sure if they were really intending all of that to work out the way it did.
Well, it was like I remember we were like I don't remember what episode we were watching. I don't remember what episode we were at this point, but I remember at one point you were like, you said you probably would have loved this show in high school, and it made me realize like this show, I think, and I mean, granted, like, it's anime, right? It's always hard at a younger audience, but it's like I feel like the sweet spot for enjoying this show would be being a high schooler who has a passing interest in philosophy, or being like a philosophy major in your first semester in college.
Yeah,
Because
where
like,
you're like not quite like, you're just really excited about it.
yeah, so like once you get like a deeper understanding of philosophy, I think that the show probably,
It does like lose meaning,
yeah,
definitely, like because I'm like sitting there watching it like, oh, that could be a thing, oh, that could be a thing. I don't know if they were really trying to do that though, because there's this, that, and the other
yeah,
thing that goes into that, and because they're not really finishing a lot of the
yeah,
concepts, you're not picking up what
yeah.
they're putting down.
But if you're like in the entry level of these things, then it's like, ooh, I
Like,
understand
oh, I
that.
know that, I
Yeah,
know that.
ooh.
Or like
But if you're like me and have like zero interest in philosophy, then the show just comes off as like pretentious and trying way too hard to sound smart.
erudite, as I said
Yeah,
earlier.
pretentious.
Pretentious. Yeah, and like I do think like the meditations thing was very intentional, because I don't know how else you would get to that if not like actively reading Descartes and being like the meditations.
Yeah,
So that was definitely intentional. The dream thing, definitely intentional. So somebody read Descartes at some point.
yeah. I mean, like I think that like Descartes obviously informs the driving philosophy of the show.
Yeah, because of the
It's
Cogito
Yeah. I mean,
virus
it's
and
called Ergo Proxy. Like they
yeah,
there's a scene in the show
Cogito
where,
ergo sum.
yeah, there's a literal scene in the show where a man punches raw punches a mirror, which cracks, and like now his face is like seeing like a bunch of different shards and he's bleeding and he just says, "I think, therefore I am." Like it's not even like,
Yeah, and then like also I can't remember the exact phrase when they're like, uh we think therefore you are,
yeah,
and like where that's just said repeatedly throughout like
yeah,
the say, and I'm like, we get it, but it's like that, even that particular thing, like I know it's like meant to be an intentional bastardization of the concept, because it's like all about gearing it towards ergo proxy and like the creator,
yeah,
um but like it's very on the nose.
yeah. I
It's
mean, that's what I'm
very on
saying.
the nose.
It's like it's I mean, again, it's anime, right? So but even like this one, it's not this one's that's not really aimed at like not really aimed at younger people, I don't think. But
It is aimed at younger people. No, I don't. Actually, I do think it is aimed for like,
Crunchyroll has it as 16 plus.
yeah, it must be for older people, but
I
it
think it's
really
like high
is.
school seniors and
Like, if I were
freshmen in
14,
college.
I would think that this show was the shit.
Yeah.
Like, I would be all over that shit.
See, I gravitated towards Witch Hunter Robin when I was in high school, which I feel like I think might it has the same like vibes. Like I feel like
Mm-hmm.
if you were an edgy high schooler
Well,
around
I
this.
love Death Note, and I still love
Yeah,
Death
but I
Note.
don't. Death Note's not like Death Note was mainstream. Like Witch Hunter Robin and Ergo Proxy, I feel like were like if you were like a trying to like be I'm into like other anime. Granted, like I mean I can't like
Other
I
anime.
think both of them were on Toonami, so it was like they weren't mainstream. But like you don't hear people talk about Witch Hunter Robin anymore, and you don't talk about like it's just they had a very like specific like goth
To
vibe to
be
it.
fair, like I watched, I didn't know how to find anime, and so like I watched anime that I could get through YouTube and through like junk sites that, like, for example, I watched Bleach in like Spanish, in Japanese with Spanish subtitles.
That's crazy.
I also watched it
You're
with German
gonna have to cut
subtitles.
that cough out.
No, it's fine. Um I watched Bleach however I could get it. So like it's not in Toonami. It's like fuck. I don't know how you guys like
Did
found
you not have Cartoon Network?
my parents know for a period of time. Only when we were in New Zealand.
Mm. I'm gonna feel old here. I'm gonna sound old here in a second. When I was in high school, like YouTube was just being created.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's nuts.
Yeah, like the first like I think 2 or 3 years of my high school, about 2 years of my high school experience, I think was pre YouTube
Yeah.
or pre like YouTube becoming like the video site on the internet.
Yeah, that's
Like E
crazy.
Bombs World and Newgrounds is where I was going.
I remember when Smosh was still a thing.
See, I never got into. I was a late adopter to YouTube, despite the fact that like we don't like YouTube as like a.
And Harry Potter Puppet Pals.
Well, yeah, I know Harry.
Everyone knew what
Everyone
that
knows Harry
was.
Potter pals. But yeah, like I didn't
It's a
really
pipe bomb.
like I didn't really start getting into like looking for anime until like college. But like when I was like my experience of anime in high school was like what is Toonami showing, what is on Adult Swim on like after they show Aqua Teen for like the sixth time, what anime are they showing, and that's where you get like your Triguns and your Cowboy Bebops and your
Yeah.
those things. Outlaw Star was always like a thing that I knew about,
Mhm.
never seen, but it was like always advertised,
Yeah.
and I don't think they ever showed it. I
Yeah.
think they just advertised it. I never saw it on there.
That's wild.
I know, but it's always just back of the head. And also, Blue Gender was one that was always advertised on the Dragon Ball Z VHSs, and I finally got around to watching Blue Gender in college, and those should not have been advertised to the kids that were buying Dragon Ball Z. That show was not the same vibe at all.
Yeah.
Blue Gender is real weird. They did not lead on how weird and how like much actual sex was shown in that anime
Yikes.
in these commercials
That's
on
not
the
good.
VHSs of Dragon Ball Z.
That's not good. See, okay, I'm looking at my notes and it's like on like weird little things that they put in there. Episode 17, Raw with the 666 number just randomly.
I mean, it had to be intentional, right?
Yeah, that had to be intentional. And then in episode 11, where it was like which was a good episode. The book cover with Vincent Law with a butterfly on it. It's like, that like the like awake the pulse of the awakening bullshit.
I didn't even notice that. I was not logged into like the book covers individually.
Well, see, like, because I noticed stuff like that because I'm seeing what they're putting down.
Yeah,
I'm picking it up and being
Yeah.
like, all right, I got to do something with this.
Meanwhile, I was taking long blinks.
You were taking long blinks. Yeah, he slept through most of this. Second, no,
No.
second watch. Yeah, for you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like we dedicated the entire weekend to drinking and watching a show that neither of us were really
Yeah,
found exciting and riveting to watch.
I do not like this show very much. Surprising how much time I've spent on it, but again, for this podcast, it's kind of necessary to talk about this.
Yeah, like this had to be like for like especially like this season of episodes,
Yeah, where I'm kind of like setting up
like yeah, like
the podcast.
all the roads lead to Ergo Proxy, and it's just unfortunate that you got there and you were like, well, this is a very fun town.
You know,
Yeah,
all the roads led to this ghost town that
to
is Ergo
Smile
Proxy.
Land.
Smile. That
So
okay, so
will be good Smile
the
Land.
ending of the Smile Land episode 19 is okay, like cuz they actually like wrap up what happened
I
with
mean,
it.
I think that it being the whole thing being like a proxy, knowing what is happening, knowing that if he meets uh Vincent, Ergo Proxy, that he will die and that will ruin his little community or
Yeah, his
whatever.
domain.
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting concept. And again, like so much of the show, really interesting concept executed in just one of the most baffling
I
ways to
also
execute
think
it.
like one way that they could have fixed that is just to simply have a longer anime.
I think that like there's two ways. I think there's two ways to really like fix the problems that I had with the show. One is just make it a singular movie and do less,
Yeah.
like don't drag it out as much, or drag it out more over multiple seasons and allow like each concept to breathe.
Yeah, cuz that's the real thing that I get from it is that it's not like a real functional show because it nothing is has time to like that's why they're just shoving raison d'etre into everything. Like fucking um what, I thought there was a quote here that was like a specific no. Um yeah, like shoving these concepts into like just such a small space and then like everything's like has meaning and like a lot of good movies and shows do this, right? Like for example, like the most recent I would think that does it really well is like Frankenstein, and like how they make like the main female characters like all of her dresses like correspond to like the bugs, and like
Yeah,
it's like a very like particular like symbolism, and like how Frankenstein is always drinking milk, and it's like a symbolism for his like his mommy issues, and like but they didn't overload it, right? Like
yeah,
it was, and like also I think that there's ways that they could have done that with Ergo Proxy, but they just didn't do it well.
yeah. Like I think the anime that like it's good. This is gonna sound like a crazy comparison because like really on the surface they don't share anything in common other than the fact that they're both anime roughly around the same length of episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But I look at a show like Cowboy Bebop, which is one of the most universally beloved anime
Mm-hmm.
to ever been made. Right?
Right.
It's a 26 episode anime. There are
I've
about
watched that so many times, and for some reason, it just never sticks with me. I don't know why.
I can tell, I can almost I guarantee you this will explain why. 26 episodes of that show, only about 4 of them are relevant to the story that is being told in Cowboy Bebop.
Mm-hmm.
There are about 4 episodes of a story in that show.
Mm-hmm.
And the other 22, the first like handful are like meeting the what will become the crew of the Bebop. And then the rest are just random one-off adventures that do not really connect to anything else. Like one episode they're doing this, next episode they're doing this. They don't connect at all. They're just fun little self-contained adventures
Mm-hmm.
that exist on their own little thing. And so every episode feels different. Every episode is cool. And then there are 4 episodes that are important. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you want to know like what Spike's story is, right?
Right.
And so it's a terrible show to binge because like it's so disconnected.
Yeah.
But it's a great show to watch, kind of just whatever, because every episode, no matter what episode you're going to watch, it's fun, it's cool, and each episode feels different, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think like Ergo Proxy wanted to do that. There's like the story that is being told is so like disparate, like in each episode.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is that every episode just feels like it's the same world, and it's like the story's all interconnected. Like every episode is like connected to the last episode or whatever, in theory.
Yeah.
But it just like it's so there's so many moments where like just not a lot's going on, or just everything feels like there were stretches where like we couldn't tell what episode we were on anymore because no episode feels different from the other one,
Yeah.
except for 15 and 19, which are the game show, and or I guess 11, right? The ones that are like, where he's in the bookstore, where
Yeah.
he's in the game show, and where he's in. But though the problem with those is that like they feel like it's so jarringly different. I guess the bookstore one feels like it feels right in the world. Like
Right.
it's that's not too weird. It's a little weird, but it's not too weird. The game show and the Disney World one are so just out of left field. And one of them is, like I said, maybe the most important episode in the series.
Right.
And it's like a crazy way to like do that. Where like if you're gonna have each episode kind of feel, it's good to have each episode feel different if that's the kind of vibe you're going for. And it's fine to have every episode feel the same if that's the vibe you're going for. And if you want to have like just a couple of like fuck me one offs that don't really matter in the grand scheme of things, also fine. You cannot have an episode of a show like this be a fucking like comedy game show,
Yeah,
and
it's
it just
real weird.
and it just be the lore dump of the whole, like, what, like, that's it.
Yeah, because like
It takes you out so
I
instantly.
I had when I first watched the show, I had such a hard time. Even like, sure, I skipped the first episode. We were going to talk about the first episode because
Unintentionally, you skipped it.
I did not, because I was watching it on YouTube and they only had it to 23, and so I was like,
really weird.
yeah, and I didn't have Crunchyroll yet, and so I was like, fuck it, I'll just watch it this way. And so I do it in my episodes. I do say some like, this is the first time we see Vincent Law, and I'm like, that's not true.
Yeah, I remember listening to the episode. I remember listening to your episode and being like, you're like,
But
this is
like,
the first one.
to be fair, I was talking as if you're starting from the second episode, so
Yeah.
it's like you get it, right?
But
Like,
also, the first character you see in the show is Vincent Law.
yeah, I know. So, I mean, that was really funny, but like, I had such a hard time, and it's not just because I had skipped the first episode, because again, rewatching it, like, it does help set up stuff, but like, you don't need it. You shouldn't need it to get what.
Yeah, because they go back enough times to that first episode that like you gotta get the important bits of it.
Right. So like, even like skipping that episode, I just had a hard time figuring out what the fuck was going on. Like, I consulted the gray spectrum anal a lot because I was like, what just happened? I don't I don't know what just happened. Cuz it's just, it is a hard show to follow. And so like, yeah, if you're a young kid, you're probably not going to fucking understand what's going on. But at the same time, a young kid would probably find it much cooler than an
Yeah.
adult. So,
Yeah, I mean,
like,
like,
I get why it's for 16 plus.
yeah, like I don't think that like understanding and following a show is a prerequisite for enjoying it. Like my second favorite anime of all time, maybe my first favorite anime of all time.
Fully Cooley?
Yeah, it's Fully Cooley, right? And like the first several times I watched that show, I had no fucking clue what was happening in it. And then it wasn't until I read the omnibus that was written like after the anime came out that it gave me some like a broader context for the show.
Mm-hmm.
And then you watch it in a certain mood, and
Yeah.
like because it's a quick watch.
It's like some of the episodes like where I'm watching with Jujutsu Kaisen, where they're talking about like the calling game and all of the instructions for it, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
So yeah, like, that's like if I don't know if you want to get into like that, but like I remember I think I texted you that like that because I remember I was watching that episode. I was like, okay, this episode sucks to watch, but it just
Yeah, I lost like half the instructions that they were giving, and like, that's fine. I wasn't
I read
not
the manga.
enjoying the show.
I read the manga, and still the culling game, like, it's so convoluted. Like it's such it's a fun arc, but it's like the beginning of it is so convoluted, and coming off of like the Shibuya incident is like it's such an insane like down note for like a hot second, but then it picks right back up.
Right. Like, yeah, like it didn't, but like, even when I was watching the episode, I didn't not enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy the
It's
show.
also, it's beautifully presented. Like,
right.
The art is so good in that show.
Yeah, I like
unlike in
It's
Ergo Proxy.
crazy that like when I first started watching Jujutsu Kaisen, like when I first tried to
I
watch
remember
it,
you adamantly telling me you hated it before
I
you, like,
know,
when I
and
was
then
recommending it.
I when I watched it again, this where I'm actually watching it now, I was like, why did I hate this?
Yeah,
I don't
I
understand. I
told
don't
you.
know. I was having a moment. I don't
I
know.
recommended that to you. I think before season one it was over.
To be fair, what like, and I said this in my episodes, rewatching Ergo Proxy is much better than trying to watch it as a one-off.
Yeah, I think if I watched it a third time and like wasn't half asleep and like trying to cram it into like 2 days,
Like it more.
I think I may enjoy it. Like if I just like if, you
But
know
it does kind of speak. It's like what fucking, it was like Tower of God or whatever, where people were like, I don't want to have to wait till like episode 100 for it to like suddenly be good.
no, like One Piece. Where people are like, "Oh, you got to watch the first 150 episodes," and then I was like, "No, I don't. I don't have to do that. I'm not. I'm not gonna struggle through the entire length of Dragon Ball."
Yeah, and it like that's kind of like what it like, it doesn't speak to the quality of the anime if I have to rewatch it like 5 times for me to be like, yeah, it's good.
Well, like, yes and no, because I think there are some things where it's like each rewatch. I feel like in general, like if you like things get better. I think a thing like this, I think always gets better in its rewatch because there is so much that it's like once you watch it again with like knowing where the ending is going to be, you can pick up the stuff that they're setting. You can pick up the little breadcrumbs they're placing
Mm,
easier. Like
yeah,
like
that's
like
fair.
even in the first episode, right? Like I am watching it and it's like, oh, it's so obvious that Vincent is the proxy. Like
Yeah.
just because of like how it's being set up, like it's like I'm not gonna say they don't try to hide it because like it's obviously like a big reveal and when it's like the 4 times they reveal it,
Yeah.
because that's the other thing is like it's so weird how they do that where it's like there's an entire episode where it's like like there's an episode where he is not subtly implied, like where it's like the transformation happens. I don't think you see the transformation happen, but it's not subtle that it's clearly him. And the entire next episode is about the other proxy getting him to admit that he is the proxy, and he says, "I am the Ergo Proxy." And then the next episode is him coming to terms with that and again admitting that he's Ergo Proxy. And then the next episode after that, it's when Riel meets with him and he's like, "I am," and they cut the audio out, and then she's like, "I don't believe it. You can't be." And then it goes to and it's like, we know it's the last 3 episodes have been him saying it. Why now are they acting like this is this big cliffhanger? So like it's it's obviously like a thing they try to reveal, but they also don't like really when you go back and watch the first episode, it's like, oh, they don't really hide it at all.
Yeah.
Like he passes out and then you see the proxy. The next thing you see is the proxy. Like it's so clear
Yeah.
that it's him when you have the knowledge. But if you don't have the knowledge, like, so there's things that I think if I go back and watch it a third time, I might pick up on that I wouldn't have when I
Yeah.
was watching it essentially as homework.
As Riel says in episode 16, my reason deteriorates.
My entire reason for being is what motivates me. Like, duh.
No, I loved that. I wrote that down when you were like, where, who was it that said that? Was it Rawl? No,
It might have been. I
am,
don't remember who said
where
it.
he's like, it must have been her raison d'etre that motivated her to do that thing. And it's like, or she, I mean, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, but like, duh. That's what raison d'etre is. It's your reason for being. It's the thing that motivates you to do the things you're doing.
I just love the, it must have been her raison d'etre. Like,
Hmm. Maybe the fact that she wanted that milk is why she's drinking milk. It's like, yeah, man, what? You're just it's again, that goes back to I think that there was like a philosophy word of the day calendar in the office, and they were just like, we got to cram this word into all of our tapings today.
yeah, really.
I would love to hear I'd love to see if I can find like things that this anime studio or this dubbing company was doing around the same time just to see if any of it spilled over.
Yeah. Okay, we have to mention for episode 19, where that yes, it's probably it may be the worst episode, maybe. But it's great when the dog takes off the much bigger dog.
So there's a trope in wrestling. Yeah, I'm gonna bring up wrestling.
Yeah, that's
It's
totally
it's
fine.
my favorite. It's my favorite thing I think in all of wrestling, and it happens. It's happened like at least 10 times I think across like 3 or 4 different companies where the wrestler Sting, iconic wrestler Sting, who has like whose whole gimmick is like he wears like crow face paint, right? Like the movie The Crow.
Hmm.
Like he just is painted to look like the crow. And there have been like several times when he has like done like either been in the crowd or like did a surprise appearance, like the lights go out, lights come back on, he's in the ring, but he's wearing like a mask of his face paint, like a
Hmm.
Sting mask, and then he'll do something and then take the mask off to reveal the same face, but now it's face paint underneath. And it's the funniest thing ever to me. And that was exactly the moment in the dog episode or the dog head thing where it's like you take off the head and it's the same thing underneath.
It's just
I'll
smaller.
I'll never not laugh at that joke.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I'll say this about episode 19 in hindsight. Like it's not a good episode for like the show.
Yeah.
But it's one of the more interesting episodes in the show.
Yeah.
Like it's one that like it's the like for better or worse, like the 2 episodes I think are the most memorable episodes in the show are 15 and 19 because they're so different.
I think also for me, episode 16 was really like stuck with me because Riel sucks the entire
Oh yeah,
time.
yeah.
She's just like really
The bottle
annoying and
episode
yeah.
where like they're just stuck in the ship, they can't move, they can't leave.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like that was really memorable to me because I was like, she is so unpleasant.
yeah, but I think it's also like she's going like
Which was good characterization. I like that was good character building. I think the way they did that, I thought that was good
I mean,
writing.
she's a rich pampered girl, right? Who's had everything in her life.
Yeah.
It's there's troubles with that, right? Her grandpa sucks apparently, but like her life has been easy, and this is like she's having hardship.
Right.
Whereas Vincent has had a tough life for like his memory for in his memory, and so
Yeah.
he's being making the most of the situation.
Right.
Whereas
And
she's like
Pino is just she's like a kid.
yeah, whereas she's like hyper focusing on like his facial hair and all this, which is
Which is like typical
but it's
OCD
yeah
autism.
it's a bottle episode, right? Like it's like one character is going crazy and like every little minor annoyance is hyper like is much bigger in her head, right? Because like she's going so crazy.
Yeah.
But like I think the only 2 episodes that I'll ever remember like independent of other episodes, and three, I guess there's three because like it's the three that are like weird. It's 11, uh, 15, and 19.
Yeah.
It's the bookstore, the game show, and the Disneyland.
I think to me the bookstore episode's the best one.
Yeah, it's the one that fits in the series the most.
Episode yeah, that was episode 11.
Yeah, of those three, it's the one that fits in the most because like it's like
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah.
It just also, but again, weird that like they have that episode right after they have the whole another episode that kind of got to the same point where it was like having Vincent admit it's a different thing, right? Where that was like Ergo Proxy admitting what he was, and this one was Vincent admitting that he's Ergo Proxy.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the next episode where it's like I can't believe you are. It's like just fucking we heard it. We know what he is. Why are we
Yeah.
cliffhangering this?
Yeah,
But there was
fair.
like so many episodes that were just dedicated to him like having to admit to being like, and it's like I don't know, like this
building up like this like characterization of like his character in like the sense of like he like is going through a tough time basically, and that they have to show that
yeah.
they have to show the impact that it's having on him.
No, I get that. Like it's like, but then there's like there's so many just little like the gatekeeper of memories, not the gatekeeper of memories that was in the bookstore, the auto rave that like the proxy kills, and then Vincent sees later, like I still don't fully get the point of what, like, in
Are you talking
the
about Dorothy?
no, the dude in the room with, like, all the memories are written down, right?
Oh, yeah, I like that is a good scene. I
Here's
love that
but
scene.
here's the thing, and I didn't think about it the first time I saw it, and I thought about it today because the guy, the auto rave, as he is like, as Proxy is destroying the memories before he's about to go kill him. He's like, "Why did you have me save all these memories?" And it's like, "Oh wait, yeah, no. Why did he, like? What was the point of, like, saving the memories if you were never going to let them come back together? Because the reason you're in
Yeah.
there now killing him and destroying these is because Vincent is close and he is going to get the memories back. So what was the point of saving those memories? Like, why would you even go through that
Well, I
rigmarole?"
think, like, it's to highlight, like, the stress that it's like they're under, and like I don't like momentarily I don't want him to get these memories back. But then there's also at the very end, like, we see that there's like three versions of him basically, and like two are being manipulated by the one.
Yeah,
And so there, that kind of adds another layer of like which version was that.
yeah. I think it's implied to be Proxy One that does that,
Hmm.
but it's tough because, like, it's because there's the one that has the mask on, which is Ergo Proxy. Then there's Ergo Proxy without the mask, where he's got, like, Vincent's face, and then there's Proxy One, which is just like imperfect cell voice. And now I'm mad that I know that. So mad.
Well, now you know that.
Yeah. I think I knew it last time. I think I was so annoyed by his voice last time that I went and looked it up and was like, "Oh fuck, it's Cell." And then I just, put my memories in a room in Mosque.
I put my memories in a room and I never revisit them.
And except for when I do to destroy them.
Yeah, except when I go to kill the guy who's looking after them.
Yeah.
No, I really liked that scene. I thought that was a good scene.
Yeah, it's a cool scene.
Yeah,
In a show that doesn't have a lot of cool scenes, which is weird because, like, the show feels like it should have
more.
cool stuff happen.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons I think that the first episode was really strong, because it actually, like, most of it is like well composed, and it's
Yeah.
kind of a cool concept, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm hooked on the first episode. But then you get to the second episode and you're like, eh.
Well, like, this isn't the second. Like, what episode has like the mall stuff?
Um,
I feel like that's the second or third. I feel like the cool
um,
stuff all happens, like, in the second episode or the first couple episodes.
yeah, but that's not. I never considered that part cool.
I mean,
I was kind of
it's just
like,
action. It's just stuff's happening.
yeah,
Like, so much, like, it's so much of the stuff, so much of the series kind of feels like the joke about, like, Lord of the Rings, where it's like three movies of just people walking. Like,
oh
so
yeah,
much of the series is just people on, like, a sand ship,
yeah,
and, like,
that's fair.
it's like, again, it's one of those things where it's like every episode is like a self-contained adventure. Like, when they're the thing, and, like, they kill the big giant proxy guy.
Hmm.
Like, that's such, like, a weirdly isolated adventure.
Yeah,
Like, everything, and then, like, so it's like this weird thing where it's like you could have, like, this episode be like you could have the show be like a adventure a week series. It wouldn't make any sense to do that, but you could do that. Like adventure a week series are fun.
hmm,
Like that's what Space Dandy was. Space Dandy is great, where each episode is a self-contained, like, Space Dandy. Every episode is a self-contained adventure, and the art style is different for every episode. Like, no
yeah,
episode looks like another episode. It's so fun how they do that. But, like, Ergo Proxy is like every episode feels the same and also disconnected from every other episode,
yeah,
but also just, like, repetitive, and also trying to tie, like, seven different threads together. And
yeah,
it's like,
and not doing a very good job.
because they're trying to do like four different types of shows in one episode, every
Pick a
episode.
struggle.
And just pick a fucking genre to do.
Pick a
Pick
struggle.
a style of storytelling and stick with it. Or pick a style, or don't, and do a different thing where every episode is a different story style,
Yeah.
telling medium. but don't try to do both at the same time, because what you get is a big mess of a series that could have been good. And I think people, I'm not going to put words in people who like this show's mouth, but I feel like a lot of the reason people like it is that like they can see the bones of a good show, and sometimes that's the worst thing. Like, you can see like oh, this is a good concept,
Yeah.
and the execution is bad, but you're like, but I like what they were going for. If you see what
Yeah,
they're
like
going for and you like it,
I liked the concepts that they were working with, and
yeah,
they just
I like the foundation, and then like
yeah, and so like people will like it's like falling in love with potential. You can't fall in love with
yeah,
potential.
yeah. It's the reason that like sports hurts is like there are so many players who are terrible that I still love because I was high on them as a rookie.
Yeah.
Jason Hayward, oh, Jason Hayward. I missed class to go to see his first at bat, like as on TV, and he hit a home run, and I was like, this guy's gonna be a megastar, and he was just mediocre for the rest of his career.
Incredible.
But I love Jason Hayward.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So did we cover everything?
yeah, we covered Jason Hayward
No.
and Sting. Yeah, that's all well. So we have to talk
Yeah,
about.
everything
Yeah,
is space dandy.
yeah, I do love that the last thing we talk about in this is Jason Hayward, Atlanta Braves star Jason Hayward.
Yeah.
Exactly what every philosophy anime podcast needs
Yeah, Jason
is
Hayward
Jason Hayward hitting a home run in his first at bat as a Brave.
in his mediocre sports career.
Yeah, he was not good. He's not a good player. I mean, he's had a decent career. Won a
Yeah.
World Series.
Yeah.
Good for him.
So should people watch this anime?
I mean, again, maybe like if you're a person who, I mean, okay, if you're a person who's listening to this podcast, it means one of like three things. It means you're friends with Wellington, you like anime, or you like philosophy. And I feel like if you're in the third camp, then you should watch this anime.
Yeah.
If you are friends with Wellington, or if you are a person who likes anime, probably don't need to watch it.
Yeah, I feel like we've covered everything that people need to know
Yeah.
for this mess, a beautiful mess.
I'll say this, to go to like you should watch the first 400 episodes of One Piece, and if you don't like it, then you can quit. I think if you watch the first episode to get a vibe, and if you don't like the vibe, then don't watch it. If you like the vibe of the first episode, maybe the next two episodes, and if you just feel like if you feel like it's not living up to the potential of the first episode, then stop. And if you feel like it's, if you feel like we're stupid and wrong, then yeah, keep watching it. Because like, again, like I think the more I watch it, the more I would like it.
Yeah.
I just don't know that I ever want to watch it again.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat.
But then again, like the next time I watch it,
because I liked it more this time for sure.
I think the next time I watch it, if I ever watch it again, which I probably won't, but you never know, it won't be like a homework assignment. Like I watched it the first time so I can listen to your podcast. I watched it this time so I could be on your podcast. So the next time I watch it, it won't feel like a homework assignment, and maybe I'll like it more.
Yeah, that's
because I won't feel like I'm like on a crunch to watch it in time.
crunch, 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 crunch.
But
Crunch much.
I just inconsistent art style, inconsistent storytelling, abandoned like abandoned ideas. It's a lot of potential. I think if they remade it, like I think if like Mappa did it now, the company who does like JJK and stuff like that, I think they could.
Oh, it'd be better.
Yeah, like you could make this a good anime.
You could make it a good anime.
It just needs
work.
Yeah, like when you're buying a home, it's got good bones. Like the series has got good bones.
Yeah,
it just needs better. A better sense of, I don't want to say better direction because I don't want to throw the director of the anime under the bus. It needs a better
Dai Sato.
It needs a better sense of direction.
Yeah, like the writing was off in my opinion.
Yeah, like sometimes, but like sometimes the writing is good. Like I mean,
yeah.
I think it needs to be comfortable enough to not try to cram every single philosophical concept that they have into like the show.
Yeah, so that it just kind of ends up being superficial and like not feeling like they're really like grasping onto
Yeah.
anything specific.
Like I'll give anybody who wants to tackle remaking Ergo Proxy the same advice I gave you about tackling Ergo Proxy as a podcast topic.
What?
You should have done it as a singular season just on Ergo Proxy, and every episode be dedicated to a philosopher.
That's true.
And I think that would have. I think that would have if they took if they instead of trying to cram everything into one thing, if they like really focused in on specific things each episode, as opposed to trying to get like it's trying to like set up and like pay off everything at the same time.
Yeah.
I think it would have been better.
Yeah.
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 And on that note, my voice is starting to go, so I will
Stop
I
talking.
will take a long blink.
Take a long blink. All right. Thanks for listening. I was about to say thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching Ergo Proxy.
Thanks for watching Ergo Proxy. All right. Bye.